is going on? Lewis Hamilton is driving for Ferrari in Formula 1 in 2025. Lewis Hamilton, 7-time World Championship driver, the legendary Lewis Hamilton with Ferrari. What is happening? As you can tell by my red shirt, I am a fan of Ferrari. I'm a big fan. I love the road cars, Formula 1 racing. I'm just a big fan of Ferrari. When I saw this news, it's nuts. It's insane. To put into perspective for any of you that watch like American football, it is the equivalent of Tom Brady from the Patriots on a Thursday afternoon announcing that he will be playing for the Giants. In the Formula 1 world, that is the literal equivalent. Tom Brady for the Giants. Like, can you imagine that? Chances are you probably can't, because it's just so insane. It's mind-boggling. That is how I feel, and that's probably how just about every Mercedes and Ferrari fan out there feels right now, because we don't know what to do with this information. It's nuts. Like, I'm shocked. It begs so many questions. What is going to happen to Carlos Sainz? Where is he going? He released a statement saying, my future position will be announced in due course. So what does that mean? Does he have a position? He's not a bad driver. Carlos Sainz is a very good and competent driver. And I think he won last year, one race. I think it was Singapore. He won last season. Surely someone is going to want to scoop up Carlos Sainz. But who? What team will Carlos Sainz really fit in with? Like, I only see him as like a Ferrari driver. It's such a bizarre thing to me. And then Leclerc. Look, poor Leclerc. If he didn't need to go to therapy before, he needs to go to therapy now. He has been fighting for the World Championship for a couple years now. And the other year, not 2023 season, I think it was the 2022 season, maybe 2021. One of those seasons, he actually stood a good chance for a while. Ferrari was doing really well, really strong, and they were holding pace with Red Bull and Max Verstappen. Leclerc actually had a good fighting chance for a while. And now, what's going to happen to his fighting chance at the title when his teammate is also fighting for that title? Now, of course, every driver's fighting for the title, but Leclerc actually had a good shot for a while, and Lewis Hamilton already won 7 championships. So now you're going to have both of these drivers together on the same team? Like, how is that going to work? Like, Lewis Hamilton, he's a sportsman, you know? He has good sportsmanship. I like to see him as generally a pretty honorable kind of driver. I can see situations where they help each other out, be good teammates, sure. But at the end of the day, they both want that championship really badly. Leclerc has been like robbed of it every single year. Lewis Hamilton was robbed of it that one year we all know about with that one race. Now they're going to be fighting together. What would I like out of this whole thing? Like, Carlos Sainz has to go somewhere. I like the guy. Where would I like to see Carlos Sainz go? Now, this is assuming, again, I don't know whose contracts are still available, what teams still have spots. I don't know all that information at the moment. So this is just like, off the top of my head, just like a pure speculatory, just kind of wishes, right? Like a little fantasy draft, we'll call it. Where would I like Carlos Sainz to go? The most like insane thing that could possibly happen that would just like throw the whole sport into a riot is if he went to Mercedes. Like if they literally swapped. Can you imagine? Like that's like textbook movie material right there. The battle between Mercedes and Ferrari, back and forth. Old teammates now turned rivals. Imagine that. Imagine if Mercedes does get their act together and does build a good car, and let's say this year they improve, in 2025 they have a really good car that can actually compete. Imagine the drama. Like no one would care about Verstappen. That would just be insane. I think from like a sporting perspective, I would love to see that. Like that's just like textbook rivalry right there. Like old friends turned to enemies. Like that's just such a cool concept. Besides that, like, I don't know what team I'd like to see Carlos Sainz driving with. I feel like because he's kind of that, like, smooth operator, you know? He's that, like, gentlemanly kind of Spaniard-ness, right? I think it'd be cool to see him in Aston Martin. I think that'd be an interesting one. Like him and Alonso, like really, like most likely he would end up replacing Alonso in that case because, you know, obviously billionaire son and all that. But imagine that, like that'd be a really cool pair up, like Alonso and Sainz. At some point in the future, I'm calling it, we are going to see Fernando Alonso and Carlos Sainz together on the same team. I am calling it now. This year I'm actually going to go see my first Formula 1 race in person in Montreal in June. This is going to be the 2024 season, so these changes won't take effect yet. They're going to take effect in 2025. But still, like I'm going to be seeing Carlos Sainz for the last time racing with Ferrari. I'm going to see Lewis Hamilton for the last time racing with Mercedes. Like that is nuts. Like it'd be really cool to see for the first time like Lewis racing for Ferrari as a Ferrari fan. Like that's kind of cool. And like I'm not a big Hamilton fan. Like I'm pretty neutral when it comes to Lewis. But nonetheless, like it's really exciting. And is this what Ferrari needs to finally come back? Like so many drivers have struggled to gain championships with Ferrari. Is this now going to be the turning point for Ferrari? Supposedly Ferrari have said that the car this year is absolutely fantastic, and they're kind of underplaying the car a little bit because they don't quite believe the numbers themselves. That's what they said, or something along those lines. That they're just about as surprised as anyone else would be by how their car is performing in pre-testing or pre-season testing. I think that's probably gonna be really it for this video. I just wanted to kind of say my initial impression, my excitement, my shock over this news as a huge Ferrari fan. Lewis Hamilton coming to Ferrari. Tom Brady going to the Giants. It's the same insanity. Insanity. For my American viewers, just think about that. Just let it sink in. How you would feel, how you would react if Tom Brady joined the Giants, because that is probably how I feel. I'm excited. I'm really excited. I think this is going to be a really good thing for the sport. I am still rooting for Leclerc. I am still rooting for Ferrari. And obviously now to some level I have to root for Lewis Hamilton because he's on my team. If you watch Formula 1, let me know your thoughts on this topic. Were you shocked? What are your impressions of this? Like, how do you feel? I am shocked, but how do you guys feel? Leave me a like, subscribe if you want to see more videos in the future, and that's going to be all for this one. Until next time.